welcome back to our channel. I'm Sasha Qualkenbush, a real estate attorney.
I'm Shannon Carter, I'm a real estate agent and investor.
And I'm Jackie Hurtis, and I'm a residential mortgage lender.
And we're
The Property Queens.
Today we're going to be talking about the entire pre-approval process. So Jackie, take it away.
Yeah, this is my topic. Shannon, how often do you have buyers come to you? They want to go look at houses, but they haven't talked to a lender yet.
All the time. All the time.
Do you normally take them out and show them ahead of time? Will you show them like a house or two? I know some agents won't go out without a pre-approval letter, but others will.
I personally won't for a couple of reasons. One, I don't want to set their expectations and look at houses that aren't in their price range, and then they have expectations of what a $300,000, $400,000 house, amenities and things like that, the nature of the house, and then they find out they're only approved for $200,000, and then all of a sudden none of the $200,000 houses are remotely what they want, and it ends up being bad just for everyone. Plus, I also like to get the pre-approval first because as a layer of precaution too, safety for agents, because there's a lot of crazies out there. I want to make sure that it's kind of, these people are serious that I'm showing, so.
Yeah, I know. Do you ever get any pushback when you ask somebody to go and talk to a lender?
Yeah.
And if you do, what kind of pushback are you getting, or what are their objections to going and getting pre-approved right away?
Well, I think a lot of people, you know, with any time you deal with like Social Security and stuff like that, numbers, people just have a stigma around they don't want their credit pulled because they're scared it's going to drop their score. And they're just uneducated that when you apply for a mortgage, it doesn't hurt your credit. It's not like, you know, getting a car or like getting a credit card and things like that. It's just a lot different.
Yeah. So today we're really just trying to get you guys to see that getting the pre-approval is really the first step in the process. Like she was saying, you don't want to go out and be looking at $500,000 house when you want your monthly payment to be under $1,500, and you come and talk to me after you're under contract and you find out that your monthly payment is $300 more a month than what you're expecting, or your cash to close is $5,000 more than what you have to bring to the table. So it really is important that you come and talk to me on the front end. It's a quick, easy process. It's honestly like a 10-15 minute conversation with me over the phone. I take down all of your basic information. Big things we're gonna go over are employment, your 2-year employment history. I'm gonna find out how you're paid, how much money you make. We're gonna talk about assets, how much you have in checking, savings, do you have a retirement account? Could we maybe talk about pulling some money from that? Is a gift from a parent an option? We'll go over all that kind of stuff. I will pull credit. I know people are always freaked out to have their credit pulled, but that pull really has such a marginal effect on your credit scores. It's really important that I pull credit so I can see what we're working with. It's a big piece in helping me determine what program is going to be best for you. And also, I think people get freaked out about getting pre-approved. They're like, oh, I'm a year out, there's no reason for me to do it now. But it really is a game plan. Like, we're gonna come up with a plan. So maybe you talk to me and you find out that you are good to go right away. Or you are a year out, but now we can sit down and we come up with the steps that you need to take so that you're ready to buy a year from now. So when your lease is up in a year, you can go and buy a house instead of renting once again. And then, so we're gonna take all that information and you're gonna send me a list of documents. Once I have that, I can get your pre-approval done in 24 hours or less, and then we schedule either an over the phone consultation or in person. We go over all of the different loan programs that are available to you, and I educate you. We talk about what your goals are and we come up with the best plan for you. Once you are fully pre-approved, that's when it's time to start looking at houses with Shannon. I really just wanna stress that there is no harm whatsoever in getting pre-approved. Like I was saying, it doesn't matter if you're a year or 2 years out. Pulling credit is literally the only downside, and at most is going to drop your scores a couple of points. That's not going to be enough to knock you out of purchasing a home. But if I pull credit and I do see that there are things on there that we need to take care of, that just gives us time to work on that stuff. And getting pre-approved, there's no cost, no obligation. You do not pay me a cent until you're under contract for a home. So it's completely free. You're not obligated to use me. It's really just a planning session to give you proper expectations on what your monthly payment's gonna look like and what your cash to close is gonna look like. And then you know what houses you need to be looking at with Shannon. So when you call me, like I said, I'm gonna take down basic information. I'm gonna get enough information to pull credit. get a 2-year work history, 2-year address history, and then asset information. And then as far as documents go, typically need 2 years of tax returns, 2 years of W-2s and or 1099s, pay stubs for the last 30 days, bank statements for the last 2 months, and then a copy of your ID. And then it can be a little bit more if you own other properties, things like that. But those are the basics to get us started.
Are they allowed to redact anything on the bank statement?
No, do not white anything out. The underwriter needs to see exactly what's on that statement. So people will send me transaction summaries, things like that, and it'll say page 1 of 8, but they only send me the first 4 pages. And then I'll go back and I say, no, I need all 8 pages. And they say, well, those pages are blank. Well, the underwriter doesn't know that those pages are blank. So the underwriter needs to be able to see if it says page 8 of 8, they will ask for all 8 pages. And then we need to know that that bank statement belongs to you. So we have to see that it has your name at the top, your address, your account number, all that stuff. You can't white anything out.
And then a question I get a lot about the pre-approval process is I've had clients who are pre-approved for $200,000, and granted, to me, this seems like common sense, but you know, there's a lot of people who don't do this day to day, so it's good that we're going over this, that they were approved for $200,000. It was a regular standard FHA loan. It wasn't any loan that would permit this, and they were approved for $200,000, found a house for $180,000, and they were confused when they wanted the other $20,000 for renovations and things like that at closing. So, do you kind of run into this a lot?
Yeah. So people, like you said, who aren't doing this day to day, they do. I've had people, they're pre-approved for $200,000, they went under contract at $150,000, and they were confused why they didn't get a loan for the full $200,000. Any standard loan, the lender's not going to give you more than what the value of the house is. But we do have a renovations department. There are renovation programs out there where you actually can do that. So you go under contract at $180,000 and you want to put $20,000 into it in renovations, we will actually lend you that full $200,000. It's a little bit more of a tedious process. You have to get a contractor bid. It has to be filled out in this correct format and all that. So just a couple more steps to jump through. But it's a great program if you're looking to get into a fixer-upper and move in and then have those renovations done while you're still living there.
And just so you're aware, you don't necessarily need to know what program or loan package you're looking for. That's something for Jackie, for an expert, to evaluate what your exact needs are. So all you need to do is contact Jackie and tell her exactly what you want, and then she can take it from there. She can tell you what the best program is, what package, what loan, and that's not something necessarily for you to worry about. You don't need to be educated on all the different programs.
Yeah, that's literally my job. So you are reaching out to me, so I help you with all of that. People are so afraid to reach out. I'm really not that scary to talk to. Pick up the phone, give me a call. We'll take your information down, and we're gonna figure out what's best for you and your goals specifically. I know people talk about mortgage insurance and all this stuff. There's so many different ways to structure a loan, and what's good for one person who's planning to be in the house for 15 years isn't going to be the best option for you if you know you're going to be moving out in 3 to 5 years. So that's why you need to come talk to me. We're going to look at your needs specifically and figure out what's best for you. So if purchasing a home is a goal for you in 2019, reach out to us, sit down, talk with me. We can come up with a game plan that's right for you and show you that purchasing a house is not this huge challenge. It's very doable, and we can get you there this year. Thank you so much for watching our channel, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye.